Nice to see you all. I'm sorry about last week. I had a terrible cold and was very happy in bed. They say when you don't make time to take a break, God makes it for you. I think it's wonderful, the plan. Don't you think its plan is wonderful? So I've never been so happy to get sick for a long time. And you know, I had no voice, so I couldn't talk as well. So I was coughing so much. So everybody knew I had such a bad cough, so nobody called me. So it was
a good way to keep us at bay.
Yeah, I love you all. No, I love you all. But you know, sometimes when we live in the world so much, it is really important just to have time with that divine energy. You know, just time alone with you and your God. And you know, when you are comfortable in it, even the sickness is a joy, because that sickness gives you the chance to be alone.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I was saying it's the first time I've been totally alone, because my daughter kept calling me, Mom, can I help you? And I go, no, you can't come, because your children, I don't want them to get this virus from me. And no, please, Mom, please, no. And I didn't even feel sorry for myself for a second. Thank God. And it was such a nice, it's freeing, do you know? And it keeps reminding me how wonderful it is to have that time, that you don't have to be needy or wanting or have to grasp anything, but just to be and be happy being, even at your worst situation, and how peaceful that is, you know? And then it just reminded me how important the work that we are doing, the yoga practices are, because if it can do that for us at our worst times, it's a great practice for everyone, don't you think? Mm-hmm. And I think it's really important that all of us, share these practices. You know, you don't have to be a teacher to share love and goodness and kindness. You don't have to be a teacher with a lot of knowledge to live in this world and show people a way of being when you can continuously connect with your spirit, with what is divine. You don't need to be anything but just loving it, that's all. Loving the spirit that has given you the chance to be in this world as a human being, an opportunity in this body to grow to a higher place of understanding. As we talked about in the past few weeks, that pain and pleasure are out of this world. There'll never be a time where pleasure is going to be there forever. There's never going to be a time when pain is going to be never. It's always going to be. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about how to transcend it. And the yoga science is that science. It helps it to transcend it. And how can you transcend it? Only when you're not so involved in the ego. And what is the ego? It's your place of importance, thinking how important you are. And every time you think how important you are, please, like I say, whenever I do that, I look at the stars above. Really make this a practice. And look, and see if you were up there and you looked at yourself, how small you would be. Cause of reality. In one sense, we had nothing. We're nothing. In eternity, not even a speck in time. That's the reality. What we are living in is the unreality, which is, we're so important, I got hurt, I'm suffering, and this is the cause of continuous pain, the I factor. So you can't do without the I factor, because you need it to live in the world to be productive, because that's why you're in the world. So you need that I factor. It's really important to be productive. It's really important to make the most use of the I that you've been given. But if you can understand that I is is so much bigger, so much greater, so much more capable than the little I that you think is so self-important. And that big I works really well with a little I when you're constantly connected to the real. Call it God, call it what you want, it's not important, to that real, because that's really real. Our life is so quick, so fast, so fleeting, so transient, isn't it? Yesterday you were a baby, today, how old are you? Where did it go? You still feel a baby inside, don't you? Yes. And we will always be a baby to the universe, because it's eternal. It's eternal, it's forever. You can't even think forever. The mind cannot have that concept. So, we humanize God, and we give our personal aspects, behavior, characteristics to this God. And then when things don't go wrong, I pray so much, I do all the right things, why isn't God with me? We personalize God. And when things go right, most people forget to be grateful. Most people forget to be grateful. I don't know why that is. I really can't understand that, because in my happiest moments, the first thing I think is, wow, thank you. I don't know whether it's a habit or maybe I got it from my dad who did that all the time. I don't know. Maybe it's a learned behavior. So if it's a learned behavior from my father who did this all the time, anybody can learn it, right? If we have the humility to know that we're still children. And when we have the humility to know that we don't know anything, because we don't, none of us know anything. We think we do, but we really don't. Really, in the aspect of knowledge, we know nothing. What do we know about all these planets and all these galaxies and all these Earths? What do we know? And then when scientists discover something, is there really planet? Is there UFOs? Is there? Everybody's questioning. As if our Earth, that small Earth, is all there is in these galaxies. I mean, really, we're not very smart, are we? No. And we think we know everything. And this is the cause of our problems, and this is the cause of our sickness. For me, physical sickness I've always been brought up with, because I was born with asthma, so it's no problem. For me, mental illness is hard. When I see people suffer from panic attacks and sorrow, I see this is much harder, because your mind is the instrument. The mind is your instrument that helps you to understand your soul and your spirit and who you are. And sometimes we say mental illness is genetic, which it is, karma. That's what we mean. In European language you will say genetics. In Eastern philosophy we will say karma. Which is right, doesn't really matter. It is that it is. So mental illness is a difficult one. But many times, many people in this generation, and I see this happens a lot, develop panic attacks and disturbances of the mind because they have no more connection with the spirit and the soul, which is the source of all our power. And this is why it's in abundance. I mean, I meet maybe, I don't know how many new people a year, and out of the 100%, 95% have suffered some kind of mental disturbance. And isn't it incredible? It's because of the mental disturbance that they come to yoga. So it's quite interesting. Thank God they come. Yoga meaning union with your spirit. Please understand that is the meaning of yoga. Union with your spirit. And where is your spirit? Inside you, me, all of us. And it is only when they actually get in touch with this dynamic energy that after after a long time, because to awaken the diamond, the light in you, takes a long time. Why? Because you know how diamonds are made. It's coal that has been in the ground for so many thousands of years till it turns into a diamond. Did you know that? Yeah. And becomes fossilized into diamonds. So we're the same. We've lived so many lifetimes to rid ourselves of all this, what I call darkness, debris, clogging. So it takes a long time of hard work to bring out our light. But our mind is that instrument that helps us to see the light. So healing, self-healing, immediately starts when the mind is diverted. When the mind is diverted from being so personal about you. It's all about yourself, my life. You know, many people come to me and say, oh, I do a lot of good, I do this, I do that, I'm a good person. And I actually sit down to them and ask them, what do you do that everybody else doesn't do? You know what? They got a job, yes, they look after the family, but who doesn't, right? Okay, some people don't, but small amount of people don't. I think more people do than don't.
Yeah.
Although it's changing these days because people are becoming more I conscious. More I, me, mine, what I want. I can't do without this. In one way, this I is a wonderful thing because it's awakening people up to realize that all these things that they want and desire that are coming to them is not making them happy. So in a way it's good, it's an awakening. And when they faced all the things that they wanted, and relationships have fallen apart, and friendships have fallen apart, and this is where Lord Jesus says in the Bible, doesn't he? What is the saying that he says? Even be detached from your family, your brothers and your sisters. He doesn't use the word detach. In fact, in one of the Gospels, maybe Julio, you can help me, says, hate your families, and people often misunderstand this verse. Do you know which one it is?
Mark.
Yes. What is it? Do you remember the actual quote?
No, he just said, you know what, you have to leave the world if you want to share life with God. And not leave physically, but become non-attached, detached from it.
So what is non-attachment?
He uses the word cling.
Clinging, yeah. Clinging is a good word. So what is clinging? What is clinging? It's thinking, I'm going to be
I want this to survive.
Yeah. Do you see what that's doing to your body? I need you. You have to be like this for me to be happy. See what it does? It takes what happens to your strength, what happens to your power, what happens to your energy. Do you see the outward going of the energy? You're depleting yourself of God. Dynamic energy that is offered to us in this body in the form of Kundalini, call it what you want, or a Holy Spirit. It's all the same. And it's offered in the human body to take the high road or to take the low road. But of course the temptation, which is lead us from temptation, as the Our Father says, lead us from temptation. The temptation is to always feed I, me, mine, the personal. But to what avail? And this is what you must think all the time. To what avail? To what purpose? What is the end purpose? Reality check. Reality check, end purpose. What's the end of your road?
When the body does not carry on.
So, does it mean you don't enjoy life? Absolute rubbish. You live it to the fullest because you know every moment is a gift, including yourself. So you are part of everybody. So everybody and you are one. And when you put yourself first or in separation of somebody else, you're separating from the divine, so you're in pain. That's why arguments hurt. They hurt. Even when you're protecting yourself, they hurt. Even somebody hurts you and you hurt them back, you hurt. Why do you hurt? You should be really happy. Yeah, I'm really happy they hurt me, I hurt them back. But you're not. There is a pain in you. Why? Because separation. We're all God's children. All God's children. And God has many manifestations, because for man to understand the divine, which is everything and everywhere, including us, very, very confusing. And the next thing you have is some of these crazy yogis, and God forgive me, please, or people who go, I am God, don't you know? I can do anything, I can heal you. Okay, I think you didn't get it in a way. I'm not sure, I don't know, but I don't think anybody has that kind of energy in this world. There's some people, souls of high energy fields, and you know them. And I have met such wonderful ones. I've met Swami Satchidananda, I've met Mother Teresa, and Dalai Lama, and they have, in life, seen them, touched them, held them. They have extremely high energy fields because of the purity of their system. Why? Their minds are not entirely mind. Their minds are all embracing, all loving, all compassionate, all serving, always outwards, and yet as human beings, extremely individual in their own character. None of them have pretended to be like anybody else. Everybody with their own personality in the field of work that they are called to do. The field of work they're called to do. There are great speakers today like Wayne Dyer and Louise Hay and some incredible human beings in the West, teaching people about getting back into the healing, taking people from the very worldly life into a medium place, because if you take them from very worldly life to high spiritual place, it's very difficult. Sometimes they get, I can't do it, I can't give up everything. And so rather than even try, they give up everything. So the way to show the world is step by step, by step, by step. You don't have to give away anything. It never was yours anyway to give it all away, or any of it away. What you have to learn to do is accept everything as divine, good or bad. And then healing automatically will start. It will start. Because much of our illness is psychosomatic. And I'm not talking about physical illness only. I'm talking about mental illness. I'm talking about sadness. I'm talking about depression. I'm talking about when something happens to you, you go 5 days depressed. I'm talking about that kind of illness. For me, like I started off saying, that kind of illness is you're wasting 5 beautiful days of your life where you could be in acceptance and moving on rather than in self-pity and sorrow. I mean, like I explained from the beginning. Thank you, Surya. We have some new people. Please. Yes. Okay. Just wait till they settle. Do we have enough chairs? If not, Tara, please come forward. There is the floor. We have space here on the floor. For those who can sit on the floor, please move forward. Thank you. Thank you. So, we're talking about healing, right? A place of healing. Where was I? I don't know.
Wasting 5 days.
Yeah, okay. Wasting 5 days of your life moping. You can use 5 days of your life re-energizing. So this is how you use creative visualization to heal you. First, you have to understand what you are doing and understand that everything comes to you to shift your consciousness to a higher place. Please understand that. Any illness, any mental disease is to shift to a higher place. So the moment you go into negative zone, seek help immediately if you can't help yourself. I always believe in helping oneself because I think you learn the state of your mind. You learn by helping yourself, and if you really can't get some help, just to pull you forward. Somebody who can cheer for you and say, you can do it, you can do it. The better you get at it, the happier you are. Because why? You get closer to that divine source. Because now you know that when you need help, anytime, you just call. And guess where you call? You know the song, you just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. And that's divine light, you know. And Lord Jesus said that so clearly. Ask and you shall see. You know, ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door will be open to you. Because why? When you ask with a sincere heart, even if it's for a personal level, if it is for the good of yourself and everybody included, that's the secret. It's not that you're not deserving of everything. You are. But always ask for the highest good. If it is good for you and for everyone around you. If it's only good for you, then it's only temporary. And then if you don't get it, doesn't matter. Because then you know you've asked for the highest good, and that's why you haven't got it. There's that faith. There is that faith in that power. And that faith is the mind. You see, faith, heart, is mind and heart together. And that is the healing energy that draws the divine in. What is it? Where's the divine? Everywhere. Where's the cosmic energy? Everywhere. It's all free. They say love is free, right? Can you touch love? You can't. You feel love, right? It's overflowing. And that's the same way with the divine. And how you see the divine. Up to you. Yoga says there's no definite way. It's up to you. If you see God in a stone, great. Worship the stone. You will find God in that stone. If you see God in an atom and you meditate on an atom enough, like Einstein did, you will discover God in an atom, which is exactly what he did. And in his final analysis, he himself says, the only thing human beings have to do is to look in the world and see that we are all one, that we are all brothers and sisters. But do we learn over time and time and time again? No. Why? Because we're always hoping that just by going somewhere else, it is going to be given, provided to us. Right? Real healing has to come from ourselves. We can go to the doctor and get some Panadols and some antibiotics and you're fine. But the real healing here we're talking about, creative visualization, like I started off saying, is the most important. Seek the most important. Go to the highest and everything else will be added on to you. Is that not what Lord Jesus said? You know, there's this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful story in a Sanskrit, Hindu story. It goes like this. The king tells all his ministers, today, everything in this compound is to be given away. And they say, everything? Yes. Call everybody. Come from everywhere. They can take for one day, they can take anything they want. From my palace, from my land, anything. So everybody comes excited. They can't believe it. People grab jewels, people grab chairs, tables, anything. Everything is gone by the end of the day. And there's one woman there, she's sitting. King says, why haven't you taken anything? No, those are things. I want you. You're in the compound. By getting the king, she had everything always. Do you see?
Yeah, clever woman.
Clever woman. She got everything always. And you see, we seek for all these little pleasures. Even in the yoga practices, it says when you practice, many people develop what we call powers or siddhis, clairvoyance, healing, Reiki, all this kind of stuff. You will develop it. And Sri Patanjali in the yoga science says, be careful. These gifts are given to you to do good and serve. This is why all the greatest masters could heal and do all these things. But start to use it for your own ego, to magnify yourself, for self-importance. Be careful. They bring you no good and destruction of your soul. And this is why all the greatest masters, you would never see them use it for personal use. It was always in the service. Lord Jesus, fishes and loaves, when the people needed food. And real healing when it was really needed, when it was a sincere calling of the heart. Please heal, my master. Please heal. The faith, the healing, the sincerity. not personal. And then it happens naturally. And of course, as you sow,
You read.
so you reap. And of course, if you're always in the field of service, what happens?
Comes back to you.
Comes back to you. And when it comes back to you in love and kindness and goodness, what does that do to you? Regenerates you. When you are loved, how do you feel? How do you feel when you're loved?
Right.
Yeah, it gives you that elation, that and that's that connection with the divine. But personal love, when it's clinging, I love your word, clinging, can bring things to doom because it's all personal. And like I started off saying, at the end of the day, nothing is personal. We'll all die. Every single one of us. Every single one of us. And isn't it funny that when those brief moments in your life when you place others way above yourself, and I'm not talking about being battered or used or anything like that, huh? I'm talking about pure, sincere love. Of course, there are situations in life and worldly life that we have to deal with. This is where the Bhagavad Gita comes in, teaches us how to deal with the battles of our lives. Because we have to deal with them, we live on this earth. I'm talking about those special moments when you get beyond caring whether you're hurt or not, or whether people talk about you or not, or whether it's your time or their time. It's not important. When you just do it for the sake of love, it brings you a feeling that is so fulfilling. Haven't you felt it?
Yeah.
When you do something just for the sake of love with zero expectation. Zero. It brings this fullness, this feeling of, I can sleep really well tonight. You know? It takes you to, and why does it? Then you understand why in all the Upanishads and in the highest Vedas or the highest teachings, it calls God the Lord of Love. You understand that? You really start to understand that. When you really start to understand that you understand this pure, sincere, uncomplicated, unswerving, not demanding, totally detached love. You're still loving, but nothing is yours. Gives you the greatest peace. And that's why we embrace this God of love. And why when we pray, and this is again the power of prayer, this is so healing, because when you pray with a sincere heart, you feel a connection, don't you? There are days when you're really rotten and feeling down, and feel nobody's going to listen to you, and you speak to God. There's a communication. You may cry, but there is an opening of the heart. You feel like you're almost receiving something. Because at that point when you are so broken, there's no more expectation. The pain is so great. There's no more expectation. That's the secret. No more expectation. That's karma yoga. Serve, love, give, expect nothing in return. You'll be disappointed anyway. Why expect anything? Do everything for the sake of it. Your sake of it. Anyway, it becomes very selfish in the end because you heal. You do. You heal. But you notice again and again and again and again. Notice. When you're feeling sorry for yourself, when you're in I. How is your body? How is your mind? How is your action to the world? And how is your view of the world? Dark and black, is it not?
Yeah.
Again and again and again. And these lessons will be presented to us on a daily basis. And this is why we have the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, where is heaven? Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Come where? Thy will be done. Where? Who does the will? Who does it?
Ourselves.
Correct. See that? On earth as it is in heaven. On earth, here, while we're here, we should make it our heaven. So every minute, every second should be treated as heaven. On earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, the spiritual bread. Make us remember every day. And this is why in the church they use bread. Symbolize the food. Prayer is our food. Communication with that divine energy. And like I said, there are many forms that God appears in, depending on the state of your mind. Not everybody can understand God as everything and everyone. So sometimes God appears as Lord Jesus, and sometimes as Buddha, and sometimes as Dalai Lama. So give us this daily bread to be able to connect, or to just love, or to just a stone, or to just a flower, or to the sea, or to the waves, which is nowadays what young people see because they got so put off by the word God. This is why there is so much panic today, because there's no more communication with that light. You see, there's nowhere to go when you're in darkness. So just imagine somebody locks you in a dark room. What's going to happen after a long period of time? You tell me. You're going to panic?
Get up and look for the lights.
Correct. You have to get up and look for the light. You have to do it. I can tell you, there's light if you open your door. I can tell you 100 times, but until you open your door, you're not going to get the light. Do you see? So these prayers are really vital to awaken if you understand what you are praying. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our trespasses. I love this prayer because I love the word trespass. You know, you are trespassing on somebody's energy, somebody's time, somebody's world, somebody's peace, somebody's or something. You're trespassing. Forgive us. Because space is not only ours, it belongs to all. And lead us not into, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Because if we're asked to be forgiven, we have to learn to forgive too. Right? Otherwise, why should you be given? It's all cause and effect, isn't it? So you can say, oh, forgive me, and then somebody else comes and says, forgive me. No, why should I? You did this to me, da-da-da. No exceptions to the rule. No exceptions. Forgiveness should always be there, continuously. Whether you deal with the person you forgive or not is a different matter. Many times you have to just detach and let them go from your life. That's the higher detachment. Sometimes you don't even have to deal with them, you just have to forgive them. Doesn't mean just because you want to forgive someone, you have to be in their face. Maybe your energy shouldn't be in their face. This is what happens with a lot of spiritual people. I forgive them, but you know this person is going to bite you again. Don't go into their face. You forgive them, let them go, because you're going to fall into the same well again and again. So, I'm angry again. I forgive them again. I'm angry again. I forgive them again. Do you see? Yes, it's a constant whirlpool. So one day you say, you know what? I forgive you. Don't need you in my life. Bye. Finish. Gone. Problem over. It's the clinging that doesn't allow us that problem over. You see? Problem is already over once you forgive. We want to cling, to belong, to have, to own.
And brood.
And brood.
Yes. We had the homework.
From the
We
teacher.
had some homework.
Oh yes, I gave you homework. Yes, I'm going to ask you about it. So, going back to the prayer. And so always forgiveness is vital. You cannot heal your life if you are not forgiving. Cannot. There will always be that anger. Keeps coming up. And you go, but I forgave you. 10 years later it comes up again. It's a process. That's why I said it takes a long time. Don't think you can overcome your mind in a day. And this is why people get so put off, with the philosophy. Because they think, oh, I feel so good in 6 months. I'm always going to feel so good. You'll be tested. Each time you'll be raised. Your consciousness will go higher and higher and higher, and your test will be harder and harder and harder. Are you really strong? No. You know what? I don't want to do this. This is a lot of nonsense. It's your weakness. You can't do it. So then you fall back. You know? And this is what happens with a lot of spiritual practitioners. So how to heal your mind, and that way heal your body, and that way heal your life. And there it is in the prayers: forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation. Because every day there will be temptations at every moment. You know, don't you? When you say you don't want to do something, it's going to be presented to you. You know, I laugh because whenever I decide to practice pratyahara, which is controlling your senses, you know, the moment you say, I'm not going to do it, somebody will say, hi, what do you want to do this? Hi, here's some chocolate, you know? I decided not to have chocolate for a week now, you know? And then, it's hard, you'll be constant. These are simple things. These physical things are easy. It's more the mental temptations that are much, much more difficult. Much more difficult. The physical is much easier. So first learn to deal with some of your physical, and then deal with the mental. Lead us from temptation and deliver us from evil. What is evil? I love the interpretation. Who was it said to me last week? You turn evil around, it's live. Did you tell me? Was it?
Lovely.
Somebody turn the word, yeah, it's to live.
Lovely.
Evil stops you from living.
Yeah.
So turn it around and start living. Yeah. And when you turn away from anything that is negative, you really start to live. In the purest way. And when you live in the very purest way, you don't need anything to get you high. You don't need anything. You are already high. Of course, if you're high, your cells, you're happy, your cells are peaceful, the cells will stay strong. Your immunity will stay strong. Your immunity stays strong. Your mind stays strong. And everything starts to work well. So how do you develop this? Creative visualization, I found, has been one of the most incredible tools in my life. And then when I first studied it, I realized it's been the most incredible tools in most people's life. If you look at anybody who's ever become anybody in any field of work, they become that way because they've seen it in their minds. They've seen it. As a child, they have seen it. They have this vision. Now, some people see a vision a lot of what they become in their life, but they don't have the courage to become that vision. Many people come to me and say, oh, I see myself doing this, and why aren't you doing it? Frightened. But if I do that, that means this will suffer and that will suffer and that. I said, I didn't ask you what will happen if you do this. Do you see what they painted? So they have been given this vision, but the lack of faith and trust makes them bring all the fear factors in. So they're constantly battling with their mind. And this is the Gita, constantly fighting with themselves. Constantly. Oh, God doesn't give me what I want. Everything you want is that even the vision is given to you that you can accomplish this. But you are not ready for the fight. Because to accomplish anything in that life, it's not going to be easy. Anything you want to do well takes time, takes hard work, takes a lot of faith, a lot of trust, a lot of devotion. And fearless. You should be fearless and not attached to the results. I see a picture doing this. That's all. I see the picture, that's what I'm going for. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about this. Hard for people to do. Hard to just see the goal and do it because everybody else will do it. Are you a fool? You know, when I started to do yoga, so many people told me I was a fool. What are you going to do? Where are you going to make money? How are you going to live? I'm a fool. I be God's fool. I think ever since the day I started yoga, my life started being blessed more and more and more and more. Yes, I'm not saying obstacles didn't come. Millions came. And they were all a gift to me, as I believe they're a gift to you, to see if you can surf the waves. So creative visualization, again, is seeing yourself, knowing. Have this picture in your mind with your eyes open. Can you see the vision? There are these huge waves, and you're on this surf, and you're surfing. Can you see it with your eyes open? Can you do creative visualization with your eyes open? Can you look at people and see yourself surfing? Can so many things go on in your mind? Are you doing this? So you see, if you can do this with your eyes open, you can do this with everything in your life. One of my students, things were going wrong for her for a long time. And I met her yesterday and she said something very wonderful. She said, she always used to criticize, oh, this person swears a lot and this one does this. She said, I'm working in an office where everybody is negative. So what I've learned to do is bless them all every day. Yes, they smoke, and yes, they do this, and yes, they swear, and every day I bring gentleness into their life. She goes, Nalanie, I see that they're all softening. That's the secret. Why didn't your life work before? Because they're like this, they're like this, they're like, do you see what you're saying? That means you are better than them. I'm a yogi, I am spiritual. These people live like that, judging. Now there is a shift in your consciousness after 4 years of practice. 4 years of practice, the shift in consciousnesses. That's the way they are. They're good people. They're really good people with bad habits. And now it's sincere, because after years of practicing, it's sincere. Good people with bad habits. So let me work with their good. Because you can see them as good, you work with their good, and they're all suffering. Quite incredible, isn't it? They're all so. I said, that you learned the magic of healing. This is magic, This is the best magic in the world that you can learn. And because she's learned the magic of that healing, everything in her life is now coming to her like in wow, whereas before nothing was coming, everything is flooding in. Like floodgates have opened. It's too much, I can't deal with it anymore. Good. I said, now you know how it feels. Good. So I said, now you start to ask for balance. Start to ask for balance. That's the next step. But you see, the way good generates is like, you have to work, right? And it's, in the olden days, what was it when they had to get an engine to start? You have to rev it and rev it and rev it and rev it and rev it, and it's like boom, it starts. Yeah. And it's the same with our soul and our spirit. This is why we have wheels of energy in our body. We call them chakras, we call them chakras because we have revving the wheels, the spiritual wheels in our body. But we have to know what we're doing with the wheels. We have to know what to do with the energy. We have to respect it. It's not ours. It's not to be used for the wrong purpose. We have to share it in love and kindness and share it because it's not ours. And our job is to awaken more people to theirs, not to keep it and become the teacher and you're my students and I'm going to control you. No, we lost the plot. It's not about I, me, you, or mine. It's all of us. And the more you give it away, the more comes. Why? Because you, me, it's all the same. So what is there to hide? I see teachers, they have so much knowledge in their houses and, and even now, some of my old students have all this information and all these books and all these new things, because I don't even look for any of those things anymore. I don't look up the internet. And they got all these things, and I go, oh, really? Yes, I got this book. Why don't you share it with your students? So many years in your house. Why don't you share them? You've taken 5 years to tell me about this new thing that's come up, and I don't even know what this. I don't need it because I'm not interested. But there are many people who are walking the path that could deal with these nice tools. Why don't you share it? You don't share it, you're not going to receive it in return. More and more and more. It's abundant. we have to understand that God is abundant. It's not about hoarding. It's not about keeping. It's not about selfishness. It's about sharing. Love is in abundance. And now, you know, in the business world, you see that too. Yes.
I have some sharing.
You have some sharing. Okay, do you want to turn around and share then? Because people in the back won't be able to hear you.
Okay.
Sound will be sound.
I can't get my back to you either.
Come, sit here, sit here. There's a mic.
Okay, you can see me. I went to this course last
Can-
weekend.
Talk to everyone.
I went to this course last weekend and we did some visualization and creation and all of this. And for me, though we've done this for so long, I like the idea that the vision is not always the goal. And probably you're aware of this. I
Yes.
wasn't. I don't know if everybody, you know, maybe it's new just to me. But the way I saw it is that the vision might be, for example, to help lots of people, right? And no matter what, you're in the field of helping. But sometimes, well, I was under the impression, sometimes you focus on goal. So if I had, for example, an ashram, I could help so many people, and you get a bit stuck in wanting that ashram without the bigger vision that it doesn't matter if you have an ashram or not, you're serving, and then the universe will provide whatever it is you can use to serve that kind of thing. And to follow from there, this is Ayurvedic teachings. Actually, they're called the nectar of the guru, their guru. And when you're with your eyes closed, I suppose you can do it with eyes open as well, when you're more of an expert. They suggest that you visualize this happening in front of your right eye, because right eye is future.
No,
So
for
the
me
thing
it's all the same.
Okay. But it seems that you make it a bit more specific, maybe for
Okay.
us amateurs,
Absolutely, share it.
Yes, anyway.
Maybe it's
Absolutely,
tools.
Yeah.
absolutely.
So when I learned this, I just thought I'd share it, and now you're saying about sharing, and that was my moment. Thank you.
Thank you.
So if that serves anything, if we want to discuss it more, we can do that. So,
Thank you. Thank you, Bhavani.
Visions and goals.
Yeah. So you have visions. Let's go back to that. Vision is you see the service, the goal. I need the ashram to serve. What have you just done then? What have you just done
Made it
then?
little.
You made it small. Yes. I need it to serve. You don't need anything. You don't need anything to serve. You got what you need. Your body, your mind. You start serving now. How? I don't know how to serve. Easy. Walk in the street, see a sad face, smile. Start now. A friend in need, crying, I don't want to waste time, I gotta do this. You know what? I'm gonna make 5 minutes for my friend today. It's always about me. Oh, I got to get my hair, I got to go this, it's everything's about you, your life. I want to be comfortable, I want to go for a walk, I want to go do this, I. 5 minutes today, I'm going to make this person in need. Even if it's not a very good friend. I'm going to start with 5 minutes. You want to serve? Do it now. Oh no, it's not convenient because now I have this and this and da. That's not service. Do you see what I'm saying? So the vision is for you to serve. Then you suddenly put the I in it. I need this in order to do this. It's kind of like people. Oh, I would be happy if I had 100,000 or 1 million or 161 million. Wouldn't know what to do with it. So it's it's the same kind of thing. I know I would be happy if this happened. No ifs. Do you see? Service is in now, this moment. What can you do? Smile at me and don't be so serious. That is service. You make me laugh when I see you smile. That is service. And what does it do for you? You make me smile by you smiling. You feel good that you're smiling. Everybody feels good. A perfect action. Done in a second. The whole room, the atmosphere is lighter in 1 second. Do you see how easy service is? You don't need to be anywhere or do anything fancy. It's not in the great things you do, it's in the small things you do. So the vision is of service, start now. You don't need anything but what you have been given. You don't need anything. You go to these orphanages in India, and Annie will tell you that she adopted two children from South India in the days when India was really the worst orphanages in the world, and she will tell you that the eldest child, 6 years old, is looking after the baby because there's nobody else to. So the 6-year-old's changing the nappy, feeding the baby, doing everything, cleaning, mopping. 6-year-old today in the Western world, they don't even know the way, the meaning of helping your mom pick up a plate or your dad. No, I'm tired, Spoiled brats. Have you seen it? It's the truth. Anything else but the truth? Oh, I'm tired today. You do it. Adults in the Western world. You do it. With that voice. No wonder children rebel. What? My children argue back. What do you expect? Do it! Why don't you do it? Don't speak to me like that. I'm not speaking to you anyway. Don't you dare speak to me that. Did you see the exchange? They're doing the same. There's no joy in working together. Come on, doing the dishes. Let's have some fun. I don't want to do it. Oh, come. Don't be so lazy. Make it fun. Make it joyful. None of my friends do. Yeah, but you're different from your friends. Aren't you? Don't you want to be different? You want to be the same? You want to be the same? Okay, sit down and be the same. No resistance. Be the same. You go and do it, smiling, laughing. What happens? The child feels guilty. Oh my God, I said no and she's still happy. No problem. But really feel joyful. I'm doing it. I'm so happy to do it for you. What example are you showing them? It's wonderful to serve. What are we showing our kids today? I'm doing this for you, I'm doing this, I have to pay for your school fees, this, I have to do this, so they do the same to their friends, and they do the same to their partners, and it's all about greed, and everything is counted, and there is no joy, and there is no peace, and there is no healing. There's no creative visualization in the mind, there's no beautiful pictures in your mind stuff. How can you even see God there? How can you even see joy there? There is no beauty in your mind. Real creative visualization. Start off the day. See yourself blossoming, smiling, laughing. See it. See yourself covered in light. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Am I this body? No, the body is going to die. Am I this mind? I am the mind so long as I have this body to understand it with, and so long as I have events. What if there are no events? What happens to their mind? Let me learn what happens to my mind when there are no events, when it's just me and nothing. There's me and nothing. You can't even see me and nothing. So me and light, and this is the visualization, me and light. So you see a beautiful ball of light. You see this beautiful ball. Close your eyes. Just gently close your eyes. See this beautiful ball of light sparkling from your mind, and you're inside of you and the light. You are there inside that light in your mind as you are dressed today. See what you are wearing. See your eyes. See your nose. See your mouth. See your hands. See your legs. See you in this light, and this light is sparkling, sparkling, sparkling. And see your nature. What's your nature? What's your nature? Are you in denial? Do you talk too much? Do you talk too little? Are you too emotional? See your nature. See your nature. See yourself. Learn to see yourself. See yourself. See yourself. See what goes wrong in your life very quickly. You can do it in a few seconds. And then see the light giving you strength and strength and strength and love. And now feel warmth in your heart. And if you want to instigate this feeling, you can take your right hand and put it over your heart to create a warmth in your heart. Now here in your heart, see a picture of whoever you consider to be this, connect you with this divine energy figure or light or whatever you want. Jesus, Buddha, Moses, whatever you like, see it there in your heart. And see that love, that gentleness, that kindness, that compassion, that strength, that bring this person to your mind. Fill your mind with this person, or this view, or this beautiful scent of love and kindness and gentleness. And feel every single cell in your body vibrate. Vibrate, feel it. Feel the tingling on your fingertips. See yourself shining with light. A prayer at this point. May I be the best that I can be. Bless me so I can spread this light and goodness. Bless me to be selfless. Bless me to do the best with the day you have given me, that I may only sow beautiful seeds. Bless me that if I do anything that is negative, forgive me, guard me, protect me. I am your child. I am your part of your light. And see yourself bathing in this light and feel that light blessing you. Know you are blessed. You are blessed constantly. Know it's abundant. Know that it's joyful. And in the joy there is also pain, and it's all okay. It's all okay. Just enjoy that. And sit in that mind. Nothing. Take a slow, deep breath. Exhale fully and completely. And open your eyes. Feel warmth in your hands. You can feel your energy field. Feel it. Grows. You can feel it's physical. It's like a ball. Can you feel it? Try it, all of you. Bring your hands out. See how far it goes. See how far it goes that you can feel it. How far can you take your energy field? Can you feel it? You feel the tingling. As far as you're able to share. And then when it goes, you bring it back close. You can feel it. It's an energy field. Huh? You build it up. And you surround yourself with this every day. No demands. Ask for your highest. It knows what to do with you. Your job is to take away the dark. Trying to take away the dark can be a very painful and long, scary process. So I love the method of introducing the light. For me, this is real creative visualization. The dark may take a long time, so start to bring the light in. Bring a lot of light in every day, and pure light. Just bring it in every morning. Do that practice. And then when you remember, anytime during the day, light in your mind, light in your heart. You forget, bring up that picture, the same picture. Because when you do something for a long time, that light here and that light here and that same picture, it becomes a habit. And keep bringing that all the time during the day. When darkness comes into your life, pray for light. Bring me back to that light. Immediately you see that light. Immediately. You get to see yourself inside that light. So, phew, I'm not alone. Phew, I'm not alone. There is this power guiding me. There there is this force, I'm not alone. And you get faith, because then you will be tested. You will be tested. I have the faith, I'm not alone. God is with me. I'm not alone, the light's with me. I'm not alone, I'm not alone, the light's with me. And you see, you get through these obstacles and you go, phew, while you're going through it, you're not sure. Because that is the test, and it's okay to be not sure. But no, you're surfing the not sure. You're not drowning in it. That is the visualization. Visualization to take you through your difficult times. See that you surf it through. Don't see that you drown. Oh my God, I'm drowning. No, that's the worst place to go. Because I'm drowning, you will drown. 100%, you've just created it. As you think,
You become.
that's why every time you put but in your conversation, you have already sabotaged your goal because you put the but in. Already. You don't have the complete faith. You know, there was this...
Or a clear goal.
Or, no, even the goal is not important. There's this story of this guru who was dying, this master who was dying, right? And all his close disciples that he's taught for all his lifetime were all around him, thinking, oh my God, we want to be near the master as he dies because he's going to give us that last secret that is going to take us to the highest place, that's got him to the highest place. And they've been around him all his life. And then there was a disciple who'd only seen the master once and was initiated by the master. And he gets the message far away in another country and says that the master's really ill. We don't know how many days he's got left. And he goes, oh my God, suddenly I'm going to fly. I'm going to see my master. Weather conditions are really bad, storms and everything. But he's determined. He's going to see the master, he's going to see the master, he's going to see the master. So he repeats the initiation mantra constantly, packs his bag anyway, goes to the airport anyway. And guess what? The only flight that goes off that day is the flight he needs to take. It's kind of like the ash cloud, do you remember? It happened to a few people that, I know. So anyway, so got it to the master. Arrived at the ashram, all the disciples, shocked. How did you get here? We couldn't even get out of the ashram with all these storms. It wasn't too far, it was the same country. With all these storms and all these things. How did you get here? How did you? He said, I don't know. I just knew. I'm seeing my master. I just knew it. And then I prayed. And then I did my mantra over and over and over. The mantra my master had given me. I just did everything like I was coming, and I just came. And so the disciples are a little bit like agitated, and the master came. He said, why are you agitated? He said, we are here, we repeat the mantra. Nothing like that ever happens to us. We can't even get out to get some milk with the storms. And what secret have you given this disciple? You love this disciple more than us. Which mantra did you give him that you didn't give us? And the master said, let's call the disciple. What mantra did I give you? So he says the mantra. Same mantra I gave you all. But you were looking. What were you looking for? That other secret that would take you to be like me. Whereas this disciple had so much faith in the mantra, just to love and see. You wanted. And they just had faith and love. See the difference? There is a difference, do you see? I've given you the same. But you didn't believe I had given you the same magic tools. This one did. And that's why, with that faith, you can heal anything. And all the masters have told us this over and over and over and over again. With complete faith, nothing is impossible. If you have faith the size of the mustard seed, Lord Jesus said, nothing is impossible.
Mountains.
You can move mountains. You can move mountains. So, but to find somebody, a human being, with that kind of faith, the Bhagavad Gita says, millions come on this path, but only a handful get there. Why? We're too distracted. But however, I was speaking to Lakshmi and a few of us today in the office. We are coming off to the age, many people are awakening because the world has been, we've seen so many, look at the television, everything is negative, negative, negative. We've seen people fall apart in front of us. We see pollution, we see weather conditions, see chemicals taking over, we see the environment falling apart, we see countries falling apart. We are now looking at a place, now we know that nothing can make us really truly happy. So now we are a generation of people that are awakening to this light. We are awakening. So to quicken and hasten this awakening, which will also bring healing, is to do this creative visualization. Make it simple. See, people do creative visualization. Why? For money and for homes and cars. Yes, okay, you do it enough, you'll get it. But is that going to give you the end result? I will not give you any fancy tricks because there is none. There is the simple trick of being pure in your mind and your heart, filling it with love, and if you do anything wrong, be humble enough to say, I'm sorry, I'm not perfect. Finish, full stop, carry on. But everybody has too big an ego. Everybody thinks they're perfect. Everybody wants to be a guru today. Nobody wants to be a disciple. Nobody wants to be humble. Everybody wants self-importance, and this is the way of our world. We want power. We want energy. We may disguise it that we don't. The moment we don't have it, we struggle. We have problems. We want ownership. Drop the ownership. Remember, nothing is yours anyway. There is nothing that you brought into this world that you're going to take with you, because nothing is yours. The only thing that is yours for the meantime that you can do something about that is eternal is your soul, and that is for eternity. Because the soul will move on from body to body to body, and as you sow, you will reap, but one lifetime is too short in eternity. And where is heaven?
Inside of you.
On earth as it is in heaven. On earth as it is in heaven. So make your visualization rather than all this fancy stuff, and I want and I need, and well, you can do that. I'm very human, I guess. In the beginning, when I first started meditation, I did all those earthly things that you want, you know. And then it's only through time that you realize
It's not me.
it's just a process, a learning. So it's okay if you do it and you want this and you see it, and if it's good for you and good for everyone, it's okay. You ask, okay, if I have this desire, make it good for me and everybody else concerned. I bring that it brings the highest good. That it brings the highest good. And that's the purity of mind, even in material things. Alright? Okay, I want a house, no problem. If it brings the highest good for me and everyone. Not just for me, but for everyone. And then we all prosper together. Great! Wonderful! I want a good car so I can transport and help people to do this, and me as well to drive it. Everybody enjoys it. Wonderful, perfect, action, highest good for everyone. But you see, we start off like that, then you get the good car, and then you start to cling to it. Oh, I will do the highest good. Oh, God. This is what happens to human people, you see? I want to be a good yogi so I can serve all. You become a good yogi, serving so many people. Become power crazy. Politics, same. Power starts to corrupt you. The moment you're given what you want, you start to get big-headed, egotistical, is another kind of ego, the worst one. More damaging than the first one. At least the first one was innocent. The next one is quite devious because it hides itself in all its spiritual knowledge. Even worse! So keep your prayers pure. Keep them simple. And I think simple is the best way for creative visualization. Keeps you safe and on the track. See the light like I taught you today and learn to do it. Pure, loving, full of love, full of joy, full of vibrancy, strength, generosity of spirit, full of all those qualities. Read the chapter 12 of the Bhagavad Gita. It tells you all the qualities you can develop. Fearlessness, courage, all those things. See it in that light. See it in that light. And see you in there. See you are those qualities. You are those qualities. And then, of course, in the beginning, when you see yourself as you are today, I don't have this. I'm a chicken. I never confront issues. Okay, that's what I need to do. I need to confront things. Oh, I'm like an ostrich. Every time there's a problem, I put my head into the pillow. I deny everything. Okay, start to accept everything. I'm always thinking I'm okay, I'm the best, I'm better than everybody. Start to become a little bit more humble. You know, you start to say, oh, I know it all. No, you don't know anything. Think of the universe and the stars and the galaxy. Think you know it all? You don't know a thing. You know, work with yourself. See what you are saying in your own mind. Learn to listen to yourself. Heal that into a higher place. That's all. Don't struggle with it. Have you got it? And that is the prayer. And that is the dynamism of the mind. And that's where you got your healing. And that's where it starts. But keep it pure. Even if you want healing for anybody, see them peaceful. The highest for them. Sometimes we want healing for people and we extend their suffering. Don't ask. Sometimes people are really sick and they're longing to die and everybody's praying for them to live. So they're struggling to make everybody happy. And they're just saying, I just want to leave my body. Give me permission to leave. You're not giving me permission to leave. I need to leave. You need to know when to give permission. Don't cling. The secret is clinging, brooding. So the prayer should always be for the highest good. And I always say pray for the person's courage, strength, connection with the light. Let them see the light. Let them see the highest in them. So there should be no fear in the most dangerous situations in their life. So that they can connect with you, Lord. That they can connect with you, Lord. They connect. And then you and them can see what your future is. But I'm not here to control any of it, neither any of us. But we can give them the strength and the healing and that energy. We'll give them their perfect action. But to decide what is the perfect action for anybody is none of us our rights, neither is it in our hands, except to love. So always work in the purest sense and healing comes. Anything else are distractions, and that's all I can really tell you about creative visualization in all my years of practice. Like I said, I started in the beginning wanting things personally and I want this and you know, one of the things I used to want so much was that my husband should stop smoking, you know, and I every day prayed that he should stop smoking. And one day I go, you know, I'm praying, I'm getting agitated, it's not happening. Because even when you ask, you expect to receive it. Not happening. Gentle, loving, yes, darling, don't even resist it anymore. First you're arguing, then you start be loving. Still doesn't work. Try all the time. You know what? I said, God, you're a child. You deal with it. You love him as much as you love me. If you want him to stop smoking, he does. And if I'm going to die of asthma, I am fine with it. I've had enough. Your child, you love him, you bless him. What happened? Moment I let go, he gave up. Really let go from here. The moment I was thinking I had the control, I didn't have the control. I had no control. It was him and his God. And you know how he reached his God to stop? Through the element of love. Because his God was love. And where did the love come from? The birth of a new grandchild. How can I carry my grandchild and give her lungs, the smell of smoke? That love for the unborn child was far greater because it was so pure. It was so pure. Whereas mine was contaminated with needs and, threatening him because, you know, I'm an asthmatic and I'm never going to get better. Do you see how selfishness do you see that? It doesn't work.
True.
Do you see how the mind works? Because there was an element of selfishness in it. Totally drop it. And for the sake of pure love, and I always tell my granddaughter, who's going to be 11 in October, it's thanks to her that her grandfather, didn't stop smoking. I said, look what a great thing, at least for the 8 years before he died. 8 years. And he said, I don't know why I ever took so long to stop. But at least I had 8 good years without smelling and sticking in the morning and feeling addicted. You know that addiction? It's an awful thing. He used to get up 5 o'clock in the morning because we didn't smoke at home. In the house. He would get up, put on his robe at 5 in the morning and go freezing cold in the winter and sit in the balcony balcony in that wind in that lavanda cloud, just to have a cigarette. I go, is it worth it? It was. That's what addiction does to you, right? It makes you lose your balance. And when he stopped, obviously he realized that pull, that clinging was gone. So in the beginning it was very painful because it's so difficult to, he used to say there's a monster inside me calling me to smoke all the time. I said, yeah, that's that's the dark side of us, right? Wanting us to fall. Because it's your mind, don't worry too much about that monster. It's your own monster. See, devil and angel are in you. The war is within. Which one will you feed? The wolf. Remember that story of the wolf? Which wolf will you feed? The wolf you feed, the one that's aggressive, that's angry, the one that's lovely and compassionate and kind. Which one will win the battle? The one you feed most. So it's up to you. Nothing to blame God about. Nobody did that to you. So are you seeing? So you break away from the laws of the universe and karma. And this is what the Gita says. You break away from those laws that bind you to the earth when you transcend beyond the mind. So already start with the practice of pure creative visualization, which takes you beyond your desires and taking you out into the world again. See? And that's how I would do creative visualization, because it's the purest form and cannot bring you into danger. It's good. See yourself smiling, see yourself forgiving. No problem. Nothing is a problem. Can you do this week? No problem. I say, I'm really tired today. Can you have a cup of tea? With love, with joy. Start to practice these words in your mind, because as you think,
you become.
You become joy, with joy. I'm really tired today, but you know what? Since you've asked, I'll do it with joy. And then when you're really tired, say, I'm really tired. The other person, because you've done it with joy, have already learned from your example of joy and become joy. And if they don't, never mind, you do without. It's okay. You're already in the light, so you don't need anything else. Do you understand? No clinging, non-attachment. That's the meaning of non-attachment. So will you all get going with this practice? Yes. That's the next question.
Yes.
Joy. That with joy. Yes, you got it. That's the message. Yeah. And then the negative situation, cover it in this burst of sunbeams. I see sunbeams. I always see the divine mercy lights, coming out of my heart, or always, like it's my way to protect myself. Rather than withdrawing in and getting angry, I see when something negative, I'm throwing light out. So you only can get rid of the darkness by bringing light. Remember that. You cannot take away dark by staying in the dark. There's no way to get out of it. So the only thing you can do in a dark situation is bring light. And the light is in your heart. Awaken that light. Awaken. This is the rising of the Holy Spirit in Catholic tradition. And this is the rising of the Kundalini in yogic tradition. And this is the Chi energy in Chinese tradition. It doesn't matter which tradition. It's all the same energy. And we all have this in our system. So awaken it in the purest, simplest way. This is my advice. I'm an old-fashioned girl. I don't believe in you can do things very, very quickly unless you're specially been given the gift of being one of these great souls. Work hard, gain your respect in life. Work for your respect. You can't stand nobody respects me. What have you done to be respected? You know how many people tell me that? People don't listen to me talk, or people don't respect me. What have you done that everybody should listen to you talk and respect you? Come on, get real. Sorry, it's honest,
Yeah.
What have you done? And then you're crying, oh, they don't give me enough time. Why should they? I prefer to spend time with somebody who's giving light and somebody's always complaining. Wouldn't you? After a while, you start to do that. Because that light brings you into a high energy. Although I really love people who complain too, because it keeps me in my job. I have work to do, otherwise I'm not needed, and then it's boring, I need to work to be happy. I do, and this is my food. So I love all of them. They're all beautiful. It's just that, for me, I see now everybody is light, and some people just forgot that. So my job is to remind them, hello, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Don't let the world trap you, because it will do it every day. So this is why creative visualization should not be stopped all the time. Because one day you stop, give us this day our daily bread. That's your bread. And remember the prayer with it. Bless me that I can be the best that I can. Let me serve. So your thing is service. Oh, let me find myself in this, and let me make some use of this life. Something I can leave behind. Let me use this instrument well. Let me use this instrument well. Thy will be done. 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 The other day I met somebody who's had so much trouble in the last 4 years, and as a few days ago, that person had another shock, and she was telling me, she said, when I heard it, I thought, what else can I go wrong? And then I go, you know what? Everything's gone wrong that's gone wrong. It's okay, I accept. And that was her growth, that freedom. After years of meditation and trying, that freedom came naturally. You know what? What else? I'll accept this. And she smiled. I said, imagine 4 years or 5 years ago, your reaction would be, another thing went wrong. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my, and literally that would have been her reaction, because that's how I knew her. And now, no big deal. And who's benefiting? That to me is real healing. She goes, God is with me, testing me again, and I'm going to prove to him I can do it. I love that answer. I just came to get a hug, she says. I'm fine, great, I'll give you 100. Fantastic, You got the communication. You've revved your engine enough, and now it's paid off. All those years of hard work and working on yourself, it's paid off. So nice to see, such a joy. And she goes, I got up this morning thinking, wow, I was a wreck 10 years ago, and look at me now. This had happened to me, I couldn't do it. So this is the joy and self-fulfilling healing you get. And that to me is the real healing. So that's what I have to say about creative visualization today. And before we close the satsang, we have next week one more talk. What is my talk?
Most questions and answers next week, and then also the service.
Okay, next week. Oh yes, let me announce just a few things, and then please don't go yet. Next week we're going to do an ecumenical service, which is we are going to have people representing different traditions, the yantra, all the different religions, and we're going to have a little ceremony from them on all the different religions. Then after that is over, we'll all sit in a circle and let that go on in the middle. And after that is over, it will be open to questions and answers and sharing, as it's going to be, will be closed for the summer till September 13th. 13th.
It will be Tuesday because it's after the National Day Monday that we have.
Okay.
We'll get in view of the Saturday.
So I'll be here on the 14th, and everybody else will start on the 13th, Tuesday 13th.
And the 19th as well, obviously, Gurudev's
Okay.
19th.
And on the 19th of August, which is the day our master passed, we will be having a service, whatever, we don't know, everybody just come and do what you like, we'll see what happens naturally. What time?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock on the 19th. So everybody is welcome to that, and if you're not on our email list and would like to be, please let Shanti and Lakshmi know, am I correct? Yeah? Shanti, can you get up for people who don't know you? And this is Shanti.
Hello.
And this is Lakshmi. And Patty as well.
Paddy.
And
She
Patty,
sometimes
this
sends
is
round,
Patty. And if you can all let her know, and they'll put you on our email list to let you know what's going on. And so that's for next week. And I think, Anya, you have an announcement to make. Before you make an announcement, can I do a presentation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Surya,
Yeah,
Julio,
he's
are
on
you
the phone.
here?
It's on the
It's his
phone.
phone.
It's his phone.
Surya, you're in big. Do you know, that is not your fault, because that was my call to call you now, because I have an appointment in Spain with some workers, so I have to rush off, so it's my call. Hurry up. Surya, can you come up, please, if you don't mind? Lakshmi, please, Patty, Shanti, please, come up.
What to do, my button?
This is, we know that in the year that's coming ahead, I don't know if you know, for some of the new people, Surya has been, or Julio as he's better known as, has been helping us in the yoga center for the last 12 years. Originally he used to just, we had carpet at that time, come and vacuum and nobody would want to do it, sort out our water, sort out the lights, sort out, we really miss that, don't we, Lakshmi? Sort out everything that was going wrong, a mailbox that we needed, anything that needed changing. He was always there for us for many, many years and working behind the scenes. More recently, he's been doing for years all our accounts and handling finance and money, which is not a very comfortable thing, and we're always asking him to give to this charity and that charity. He's the best accountant because he never says no.
I take 10%.
Don't believe him, you people. He doesn't take one single penny. Yeah, because he loves to joke about it. Not one single penny. So, and of late he's been awarded the MBE. He does a lot of work in town with housing, with scouts, with many police committee, with many, many elements of public service also. And he was the ex-director of education. So his service has been a lot, and many things he won't even tell us, that many of you don't even know that he does behind the scenes. And now, this year, he's going to be mayor next week. And of course we know he still volunteered to carry on with the accounts, thank God. But he won't be here so much because he has much more work that God has allotted to him. And we just want to, we didn't know what to get you, so we got you, actually, you want to say what it is?
Well, actually, it's something that he wanted, so we thought we'd contribute. He wanted a special phone, which we just heard ringing, yes?
God's plan.
So I spoke to his better half, and between us, yes. So from the centre, what we've done is we've collected some money, and we've presented him with this little bit of cash towards his special phone, which he's very happy to have. So, thanks to you all, he has his new phone.
So it's
As
from
well as
all
family.
of us at the centre.
His family, his wife and children, so we've all contributed
Joint
towards
effort.
it. Joint effort.
Brother G, I call him Brother G. And he always looks, whenever I travel, he goes, do you need money?
I don't know about mayors in Britain, but mayors in Spain have a reputation for taking money.
And you
I've started work.
But not the jib one, and especially not.
Now, we mentioned a song, what comes to mind is Where Do I Begin?
Where do I begin?
Yoga gave me a life. I was paranoid, really seriously paranoid about flying. I just wouldn't. It was a disease, it wasn't a fear. We've been to India, Hong Kong, Canada, Washington, New York. And I still sit there and I laugh at myself because I can see what I was like. For over 20 years, yoga helped me. Yoga gave me a family of very generous, beautiful people. And what else can I say? We had a very dear friend of ours. We loved her very, very, very much. And she decided to take up golf. And I don't know how many of you play golf, but you know what a driving range is? It's where you go to practice. It's an empty, large field, and you hit the ball constantly. Well, she spent over 2 years at the driving range, and not once did she go on the course and play golf. And why am I saying that? Yoga is a driving range for life. So don't spend your time practicing in the driving range. Go out and live. Because this is what, look what's happened to me. I'm going to have to stand on a balcony facing all those people, being scared stiff and having to wish them all a good national. I would never, ever, ever have dared to do that. Not ever. Without what yoga has given me. And perhaps more important of all, it's given me an understanding, a deep understanding of my own tradition. I was born around Catholic, I feel I am, and I love my religion much more, understand it in greater depth, thanks to what has gone on here. And all of that has happened because of 2 people. One is my holy man, Gurudev, whom I had the honor and privilege to actually meet more than once. And the other one is, you know who.
Your sister.
So, thank you very, very, very much. And God bless you all. God bless you.
Bless you.
Congratulations.
And if you ring, I'll answer.